Welcome to Apparitions Paranormal.
Spirit back home with me as a friend. Into this.
Alright, well, tonight we're doing an investigation at It Hurts Tattoos in Boise, Idaho. Next to the Crone, well, actually attached to the same building as the Crone's Cupboard. What's that? The corner of Emerald and...
I believe it's the corner of Emerald and Orchard.
Yeah, Emerald and Orchard, yeah. So, anyway, he says that he's felt real odd presences there, gets cold chills, he's heard doors slam, phantom doors that aren't even there slamming. There's a guy who... because there used to be an attorney shop in that same little strip last year, and a guy was getting divorced from his wife, and he couldn't handle the pressure of being divorced, so he took a handful of pills before he got out of the car to sign the paperwork, but before he made it into the actual attorney to sign the paperwork, he died from the overdose. We believe that, well, he believes that his spirit is still possibly trapped there, or would like to find out anyway, because he says he's just had a lot of weird experiences in that particular side of the building.
Well, it sounds like a possible interesting investigation. We've never done a tattoo parlor / graphic arts studio before, so I guess apparently he has two different businesses side by side, and he basically owns and operates both of them, right?
Yes.
Now, he says that he's had activity not only in his graphic arts shop, small amounts of activity, but he's also had activity mainly in the tattoo parlor.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess we better run up our equipment and get ready to go over there and see what we can do for the man.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Well, the first thing that happened, I had just installed my cameras about maybe a month before. It was on the other side in the tattoo shop. That whiteboard right there was actually leaning up against, I had this on the other side of this wall. It was leaning up like this at an angle. And at 2:57:29, I think it was, in the morning, it went over and hit the floor. Now, that thing had been sitting there for 3 months.
Okay.
There's a vent above it, but the heat. And then one night when I was here till about 1:45 in the morning, I was sitting here facing my computer, talking on the phone, and all of a sudden there was this sound.
So you heard a door slam.
This door was open.
The door was open, but you
When I
actually
turned around, it was open. All the doors in the place were open, other than this one back here.
Okay.
And this one stays closed.
Okay. So you heard the door slam, but you didn't see any actual doors close.
Nope. And the sound actually came from in here.
Interesting. Now, have you experienced any voices or seen anything?
Just on film that one time. The voices, not so much. Spooky feelings, yeah.
Like you're being watched?
In a big way. In a big way.
Yeah, okay.
I shut down the shop every night between 10 and midnight, and I'm usually here by myself at that time of night. And after I shut off the lights on the far side and walk down the hallway, I always feel like somebody's walking right up behind me, like this.
And you can actually almost feel their presence. It's just like you're being watched, being followed. That's a pretty common occurrence. And now I understand you have employees too.
Yeah.
Now, did they report experiencing any paranormal type activities as well, or
Weird feelings,
just weird feelings? Okay.
like they're being watched. And that's usually just by us. This side, now actually last summer, last June, a guy died right on the other side of this wall.
Okay.
So that's just one incident that I know of.
And this is where you experienced most of your activity. And now you said you saw something on film once. Was that from your?
I had one of those, that cubicle that I'm sitting at.
Yeah.
I had a wall here and a wall there. The shelf that's above the cubicle is right there. The desk right here came over to here, and the whiteboard was leaned up, and literally it was at that angle.
Okay.
It had been at that angle for 3 months.
Okay.
That's the only ventilation that we thought might have caused it. Problem is, that's an intake.
So it sucks instead of blows. Okay.
There's another vent underneath here, but at that time, it was covered.
Okay. Well, it's probably we're gonna spend a few hours here, and we'll take some various readings, the electromagnetic readings, the temperature readings. We'll see if we can get some EVPs on tape, possibly some video footage or some still frame footage. And it's going to take us a good week to go over the material once we've done our thing here. And then if we catch anything, we'll definitely get back to you to do a review.
Cool, I'd like to know.
A review on it.
This painting hit the floor.
Okay.
That whiteboard hit the floor twice.
Okay.
That painting was sitting right here. And if you look at what's behind this painting, you can see that the tack behind it is angled up.
It's angled up.
Yep.
And it's pretty solid in the wall too.
Yeah.
So it's as if it just was almost thrown off the wall.
Yep.
And landed onto the floor. Even if it had fallen from there, you wouldn't expect it to come clear out here. Yeah, see.
That's where it would have been.
If it
Probably would have
slid,
gone the route right here.
Yeah, and you were saying it was out
It was
here.
all the way out there.
Okay.
And this wasn't here at that time.
So it would have just dropped and
It
probably
would have
just
just
landed.
dropped straight down and fallen flat or something real close to it.
Now, I noticed that you also have surveillance cameras for your business. Have you ever noticed any anomalies on those?
That's the one time that the whiteboard fell.
Okay.
There was, now at nighttime on the camera, those blinking lights over there kind of throw kind of a ghosty shine. These curtains were closed, okay? And there was light on that wall that went by. Now, on that wall, it's impossible. Okay? Went by on that wall, and then like 2 seconds, or not even a second later, you see a light come by here. Now you gotta remember that the cubicle is this high.
Right.
Okay.
So it should have blocked out the light.
Right. And there was light that hit this side of the wall, or hit this side of the frame, and you can only see it for like just a split second, and it wasn't anything real blatant, but it was like right after that light went by here that the board went. And I mean, quite
so
literally.
it seemed to correlate. Now, also too, how long have you had the building?
I've been here for a year and a half.
Now you had a person that passed away in one of the rooms next door.
Actually, 2 doors over, yeah.
2 doors over. Did you notice that there was more activity that picked up in your business after that death? Or was it roughly about the same before that happened?
This coffin is actually a prop made up to be for Halloween. But this piece underneath, it's an antique coffin stand, I guess is what you would call it. They used to use it to wheel coffins back and forth from in the mortuary. This is what you would view your bodies on with the open coffin.
Okay.
So,
Okay, and
this is dated probably about 1890 to about 1910.
Well, I'm glad you told us that, because sometimes hauntings are due to attachments to different inanimate objects. Not always, but sometimes, and so that might be one explanation of some activity.
The guy that had the tattoo shop here, there was some off the hook stuff that ended him in prison for a minute. I'm not going to go into what it is, because I'm not going to slander this good guy. But thing is that there's no telling what did and didn't happen.
Right.
And then there's back here, this room. Now all the lights in the place get shut off at that board.
Okay.
Okay, on this side of the wall, on this side.
Okay.
Okay, and it's usually after I do this, I walk down this hallway. Then I get out there, here, right there. I got a chill right in here.
You got a chill?
Almost always.
Always.
And now there is a vent up here, but that vent's closed off. Nothing comes out of it, nothing goes into it.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely take a electromagnetic readings of the whole
You
area.
can see how this light affects the light. See how that.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of give a ghostly little.
Now, here's if I shut off this one over here. So this over here is the other light.
Oh yeah.
But, as you can see, no light hits this edge over here, the back side of this wall.
Right.
And there was that day.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and go back over and get our equipment. Well, I guess we'll start on this side and then work our way back over to your side and see, hopefully maybe we can catch something for you.
In the shadows of the night, there is an airy dwelling. You walk alone among the trees, the tension now is swelling. Thuds and bangs from down the street. You pray this night that you won't meet the maker of the ball and chain. Ghosts and witches haunt your brain. Walking in the midnight air, there is little spookies everywhere. Your only wish, your only cry, is that you this night will not die. A bump, a crash, a cry, a scream. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Medicine.
Not in the wall. No, right here though. That's odd.
Go back to there again. Now that's exceedingly interesting.
That's that coffin stand we said that may have residual energies on it. As you can see, there's no electromagnetic pulse here. This light is completely unplugged out of the wall, and the closest light is the one above you where you're filming.
We have one outlet there, but I doubt it's going to put off that kind of energy.
And it quits. Look at this, just watch.
That could be a sign, possibly, that that the problem here is a residual attachment to an inanimate object. Basically, most of the reading is very low.
Most of the reading has been very low.
Even around the electrical equipment.
The highest reading has been that. It went completely off the scale.
And yet it's not an electric thing. Now that's odd too. Go near to the lights and see if it's the lights. Nope.
It's dead by the lights.
Huh.
When I come back to the door, and the top of the door doesn't do it, but the lower I go, the more it goes.
Now that's very high. That's too high for something like that. That's very strange. Okay. Okay, that's the cash register.
The cash register.
There's a lot of electromagnetic energies here, though, that spirits can feed on. Okay, go ahead and go on over that way and see what you... Nothing, huh?
I can't do it again.
That was weird.
There's nothing there.
You just had a spike.
I had a spike, it's gone.
It just went right by. It's almost like something went by it. Do the side of this wall. This is the back side of the wall in the hallway. Yeah. Go ahead and walk all the way to the... Staying pretty consistent. There. Oh, we just up 22.8, 22.7. Two point 9, 24, 19.1, 18.7, 19.1 back in that corner.
Okay.
By some people that are staying here that they don't know anything about. And if that's you, please be willing to come out and talk to us and come show yourself. We don't mean you any harm. Okay. That would be really excellent. I'm going to walk over here for just a minute. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a flashlight to help me see a little bit. At any time. We mean you no harm.
Shout, yell if you must. Speak into the box in either Jeff's hand or you could speak into this microphone box. We
You can say whatever you'd like.
we could hear you.
Of course, we do prefer that you don't use profanity or be insultive or threatening, but nonetheless, we'd just like to talk to you. You let us talk to you. Right there, that's where that's coming from. Apparitions Paranormal Investigation to basically talk to you. We don't mean you any harm. We just want to be able to talk to you. And if you are here, we'd like you to talk to us. If you're willing to, could you give us your name? Could you tell us what your name is? Okay, anyway, Chris, it's good to see you again.
Nice seeing you.
All right, so what we got here, you know, we came in and started out on the other side. We started out with taking electromagnetic readings, some of the anomalous things that happened with that was pretty interesting because we got, you know, that one cart that held the caskets, high EMF reading on that, and yet there's no explanation for any EMF fields. You did have a plug-in back behind it, but I would not expect, unless you have some kind of electronic or electrical issues in the building, I would not expect it to be having that high of field because it was like right off the charts. So I think that it might have some residual energy on it. We don't actually present that so much as evidence because it could have a natural explanation, like possibly maybe the wires in the wall are running a little too hot, and if that's the case,
That is a possibility. This building is actually an ungrounded building.
Well,
so
that being the case, you might want to have an electrician come in so you don't have a
my
fire.
partner's an
We
electrician.
didn't get anything on our full spectrum cameras or our video. Nothing that jumped out at us at all. But we did get a few EVPs, and I'm going to go ahead and have you listen to these. If I can get this untangled. It's just easier if you have a headphone with them sometimes, so I'll have you. There's the headphone. Okay, so this first one, I want to kind of do them in certain order. Now, I'm going to play this first one. This first one's like a grade, I think I'd rate it a grade B EVP because you can clearly make out what's being said. This was actually taken in on this side, right there by that door where just before you leave the building, the door
Going into the next office.
going into the next office, and we wrote down what we think it says. You tell me if you agree. But anyway, this is the first one. And then,
Do you need our help?
if it's too loud, just let me know. Want to hear it again?
Do it again.
And make sure we got the...
Yeah, that's the volume. Well, I should crank it just a little bit more.
Okay, well, let's
There you go.
crank it a little bit more.
About right there.
Right there, okay.
Do you need our help?
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it says committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy's
Tell
telling
you
me...
what, play it again.
Okay. It would have really been...
Do you need our help?
You heard it. Now, it would have been really nice if we could have gotten some actual footage of some kind of apparition or you know, something on our still frame full spectrum cameras, but fortunately we did get the EVP, so I'm glad we got this because this is evidence that there is something going on here. Now, right after that, we had... this was taken just right after that, but I broke them up so we could play them separately, but then I've also fused them together up here so that you could hear it the way it was originally recorded. Okay? Did you hear it? What we're getting from that is was a real person.
Do it again. Do it again. It's not was a real person.
What are you getting?
Do it again. Do it again. Kind of sound like it says, are you even present? Say it again, do it again. Yeah, that's exactly what it says. Are you even present?
Are you even present? Okay. I heard was a real person. You're saying, well, are you even present? So we'll get a. Okay.
Yeah, I really hear the word present.
Yeah, present is like the last word.
Okay. So we got that one. That's kind of a really low grade EVP.
Mm-hmm.
It's not considered one of the highest ones. And then we have this one here, which is also kind of a grade C EVP, and go ahead and play that for you.
Do you need our help?
It said something just before you said something.
Yeah.
So,
Can you make out what it says?
do it again.
What I got was scared.
Mm-hmm.
That's the word I got. See if you can hear that. I'll play it again.
It's just before.
Just before. And then, yeah, it is followed by a yeah. But that was also part of the of another one, which came from here. Yeah, committed suicide. Okay.
Do you need our help?
I'm almost getting, are you
Those
scared?
three that I just played, or those four that I just played, or three I guess it was actually taken on this side. Now, we got another one, a woman's voice, in your tattoo shop. I was asking the question about if they knew that they had passed on, if they were no longer in the physical body, and if so, did they know how they passed on? How did they pass on, basically? And this is what we got. And this is actually a very high quality EVP.
If you have an understanding, can you tell me how you passed away? Could you let me know how that happened?
Did you hear it at the very end? What we got at the very end was a quick female-sounding voice that said, "Stop it," real quick. Okay, now, so we had that. We had scared. Was a real person, and yeah, committed suicide. Or you say, were you even present? That's debatable. We'll just have to. That I heard it was a real person, but it could be, as you said too. And now I'm going to go ahead and go. We heard, "Oh boy," very faint, like a whisper. Also caught in the in the tattoo side, the tattoo parlor. It's very faint, so you have to listen real close. And it follows on the heels of Mark's voice.
Are you a family, friends, acquaintances, strangers? Just got the chills right down my spine.
Did it in between the first and the last.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was "Oh boy," real quick, but kind of faint. Now these other two are also fairly low grade EVPs. They're kind of whispers. This was caught over here. I guess it was caught over in the parlor as well. We were asking if they were the only ones, and we got a drawn out guess, but it's very faint. It's like a whisper, so you'll have to listen real careful for it.
Is there more than one of you here?
Do it again.
Is there more than one of you here?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
That was kind of a trip.
Now here is I'm going to save the best EVP for last, of course. Now here is a EVP that was also caught in a whisper on this side, and it's actually Jesus. Is what we hear. What I'm hearing is Jesus in Spanish, which could be talking about Jesus, or sometimes they're called Jesus. So, but again, it's a very faint whisper, and you'll have to listen really close, and it's a pretty quick EVP, so you'll have to listen very close.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
He started to say something else. Hear it again.
Okay, so you heard that.
There's more. There's more than just Jesus.
Well, I couldn't make it out myself, but I did get the Jesus. Now I'll play you I'll play you the last EVP we caught. It's 2, and this is the first one here. The first EVP you hear is in a Irish accent. Okay. And then the last one sounds more of an English-speaking person, but they're both grade A EVPs. They're very clear.
Do you need our help to get out of here? Are you stuck here?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Those are the grade A
Listen to that.
EVP. Grade
Where was that
EVP.
at?
This was taken actually on this side.
On
In
this side?
this office. Yeah.
Really?
With the door closed. Okay.
In this room.
In this room. Now, let me tell you about grade A EVPs. Those are the highest quality you can capture. So anyway, so here we go. You heard that really good? Okay. Come on over this side, Mark. Now I'll show you basically our compilation that we've put together for you. Let me see if I can find it. This will be for your files. I guess I have to add an H to there, won't I?
YEH.
Yeah. Or Y-E-H.
Very happy with Apparitions Paranormal coming to my shop and checking out what I have going on here. I'm very confident in the fact that there is something here. I've actually seen it. I've seen it in action, so I'm good with it. The results make a lot of sense because there's been a lot of people through here, and each one of those voices actually sounded a little bit different. So I'm happy with what I got. I'm actually looking forward to possibly setting up an overnight thing so we can get something on film, because I know they're moving around. I do. But Yeah, It Hurts is now one of the only tattoo shops in America that has proven that we do have ghosties in there. Some sort of apparitions.
Do you need our help? Are you a family, friends, acquaintances, strangers? Just got the chills right down my spine. If you have an understanding, can you tell me how you passed away? Could you let me know how that happened? Is there more than one of you here? Do you need our help to get out of here? Are you stuck here? Do you need our help? Do you need our help to get out of here? Are you stuck here? Is there more than one of you here? Kind of,
know, please.
Die. And you can't really say